So what can you tell the viewers about your meditation that you're teaching in Oregon?
It's called mantra meditation, and our organization, our group, is called Peaceful Heart Kirtan Meditation. So kirtan is a form of mantra meditation. So kirtan is the congregational chanting of transcendental sounds. So as we've been talking about, we're spiritual beings trapped in both a subtle and a material body, and as we live our lives, we're constantly looking for happiness, but we're looking for happiness in the material world, and looking for food and sex and travel and jobs and material relationships. We're looking for happiness, but all those things that we think we want in the material world kind of end up disappointing us, because the so-called happiness is very fleeting and momentary, right?
Happy one day, and if you're happy because you got a new car, then the car gets smashed and you're not happy anymore. And happy because you got, like my dad had a lot of money, but he didn't take any of it with him when he died, kind of thing.
Yeah, and so we as spiritual beings can never truly find happiness and ultimately spiritual love, which provides that happiness through matter, because even though we're kind of told by our current scientists and society at large that we're just a bunch of chemicals and we're just like a machine, and there's no soul there, but actually that's not true. And so as spiritual beings, we need spiritual food, and so these spiritual sounds, transcendental sound, is a gift that comes down from the spiritual world, from the Supreme Soul, and we have spiritual teachers who passed that down for time immemorial, so that it's been coming down to us, and so as spiritual beings, we can use this spiritual nourishment, the spiritual food of transcendental sound, to purify our hearts and minds and give us insight into good choices in our lives, improve our relationships, reduce stress, and ultimately help us achieve true yoga, which is union with the Supreme Soul.
In love, yeah.
And
Bhakti, yeah.
Experiencing, that true loving relationship, which is actually our birthright, because we're from the spiritual world, and we have an eternal relationship with the Supreme Soul in love and in loving service. We just kind of have turned our back on that, trying to find happiness apart from our dear friend, the Supreme Soul, God. And so we offer 2 classes a week, where
You're in Salem, Oregon?
one's in Salem and one's it's called Common People Yoga, and then the others at Western Oregon University in Monmouth. There's a place, a nice, old kind of mansion that's on the campus of Western Oregon University. It's called the Gentle House.
Okay.
And we have that on Wednesday, and the other one in Salem at Common People Yoga on Fridays.
Common People Yoga, did you say? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
And we teach that mantra meditation to people. We just and we use guitars and harmoniums and our voices to like basically just sing those transcendental sounds, and it's really healing and nice, and yeah, we've got a good group, especially in the group in Salem,
and kids can come along, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of
family friendly.
Yeah, it's not. And we partner with other like-minded people who live in Portland who have a full band, and so we're going to have a bigger event April 19th at Common People Yoga with a band like Chaitanya Leela is that person that kind of leads that band, and kirtan band basically kind of ups the game in terms of the prettiness of the music and the
Are you saying you're not that pretty?
I'm not. And and then like starting in June we'll do a monthly kind of event, but those kind of events are also, because we have a full band, it's more movement is included, so a lot of times in our classes people are seated and it's kind of more mellow, has a more mellow vibe, but the larger events we're going to be doing with Chaitanya Leela, like where people are dancing and moving, and it's kind of like a immersive experience where you can kind of lose yourself in the transcendental sounds. You can just kind of forget all your problems that are facing you and just kind of focus on transcendental sounds. It's very, very nice, very comforting, and helps you make spiritual progress and come to have a real realization of who you really are as a spiritual being, and then in turn you have different perspective when you look at other people and other living entities. You're no longer judging them based on their skin color and what nationality or even what type of body, whether it's a dog body or a human body or a fish body. You can appreciate that within each living entities, even each body is a living entity that's.
Or there's a living entity within each body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah.
Sounds good. And if people are interested, how can they contact you? Do you have an email or a website or something?
We've got an Instagram.
Okay.
It's Peaceful Heart Kirtan on Instagram. So that's kind of like.
I've not used Instagram very much. Is that
We found I don't do it myself. It's my wife.
Okay.
That manages it, and then also our daughters and help. But we find it kind of pretty easy to use. We also use Meetup.
Oh, I've heard of Meetup, yeah.
And Eventbrite to get our program. Like we have, I guess, a page at each of those sites, and
it's, would you say Peaceful Heart Yoga or Peaceful Heart Kirtan or something?
Yeah, Peaceful Heart Kirtan meditation.
Okay.
And so, so
nice.
So we've been doing it about 3.5 years, and we started in Silverton, Oregon, and then when we moved to Salem a couple of years ago, we kind of started that class, and we've since no longer have the class in Silverton because the building we were using, a community center, kind of transferred over from the city to the National Guard, so they kind of like kicked everybody out so we couldn't do that there anymore.
Now, how far is Portland from Salem and Portland away?
Exactly 1 hour.
Oh, okay, not that far then.
So it's just Salem, just 1 hour directly south on the I-5.
Okay.
So it's an easy drive. And then Eugene, Oregon is just 1 hour south of Salem. So it's like 2 hours from Portland to Eugene, and then Salem smack dab in the middle.
Okay, yeah, I visited Eugene, yeah.
And it's just a straight north to south.
Eugene's more like the hippie town, isn't it? Or
Yeah, that's where
ex-hippie
the
town.
University of Oregon is.
Uh-huh.
It tends to be like a more progressive city, and it's smaller than much smaller than Portland, and even smaller than Salem.
I remember visiting Salem. I mean, I kind of remember visiting Salem is what I should say, years ago, but that was like 18 years ago that I was there, so I can't remember what it's like really. But it's the capital, you were saying, of Oregon.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a big city. It's like
Were you saying 450,000 or something, or?
in the metro area, so like it includes other surrounding communities.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably growing. I mean, as a state capital, and there's a university there, Willamette University, and there's some business there, and
Yeah.
it seems like the economy's pretty decent. That was good because you distracted me.
Yeah, I'm distracting and getting you talking, and as soon as I stop, you're like, "Fuck, this hurts."
Speaking of, can I have my foot for just a second?
Yeah, just a sec. Let me just.
That was actually an awesome method, unless that just started hurting all of a sudden. But I wasn't even noticing you were there.
Yeah. We won't get started talking like about politics or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
remembered.
yeah. Yeah, as soon as we stopped.